Today, I'm at the Fort York National Historic Site to take you on a journey back in time 200 years to a conflict that helped shape Canadian identity, history, and culture. This year, we're celebrating 200 years of peace between Canada and the United States following the War of 1812. From 1812 to 1815, British North America, later Canada, came under attack from the United States several times. As war with the United States loomed, the British sought an alliance with First Nations led by Tecumseh and his confederacy, who were outraged by an American attack on their lands at the Battle of Tippecanoe in 1811. Tecumseh formed an alliance with the British in exchange for the promise of an independent Aboriginal nation. This promise would never be fulfilled. In a speech in 1813, Tecumseh said to his people, "Our spirits are in the hands of the Great Spirit. We are determined to defend our lands, and if it be to his will, we wish to leave our bones upon them." This would be true for Tecumseh, who was killed in the Battle of Thames in 1813. Today, the fort's cannons lie silent and the barracks are still. But in 1813, this spot was rocked by the Battle of York, during which as many as 220 Aboriginal warriors fought against the American invasion on the capital of Upper Canada. Chippewa and Mississauga Aboriginals were the first to engage battle when the larger American force landed. The British abandoned the sieged fort, but not before setting a powder magazine alight in a massive explosion that killed over 200 Americans. Many Aboriginal warriors were killed and wounded in the Battle of York, including 2 chiefs. As in the Battle of York, the War of 1812 overall was very costly for First Nations. While historians disagree on whether the United States or Britain won the war, it is clear that First Nations paid a disproportionate price, losing as many as 10,000 warriors on the promise of an independent Aboriginal nation. When First Nations took up arms alongside the British, they wore battle attire that combined the traditions of both cultures, with unique results. These 200-year-old artifacts are a prime example. Brass gorgets were highly prized by both British officers and Aboriginal chiefs. Many were given to First Nation warriors to solidify partnerships, as those seen during the War of 1812. First Nations routinely modified European objects to meet their own cultural needs, and the gorget was no exception. As you can see, this fragment has been cut from a much larger brass gorget and turned into a new item uniquely suited to its First Nations owner. This gorget, found at an archaeological excavation at Fort York in 1998, will be on display at the fort's new visiting center in 2013. The bicentennial of the War of 1812 is coming. How will you remember? This message has been brought to you by Fort York National Historic Site and the Historica-Dominion Institute.